Good morning, friends. Today you're going to take out your earth packets and we're going to flip over to the third page, playing with dirt. Doesn't that sound fun? Playing with dirt. Our yard is not pretty, moaned Sally. All I see is dirt and more dirt. Hank scooped some dirt into his hands. This soil is good, and it has no rocks, said Hank. It's just right for growing a vegetable garden. So Sally and Hank shoveled and seeded. They watered and weeded. A few months later, the yard had become a garden of greens. Green beans on vines twisted up wooden poles. A row of lettuce stood ready to be picked. Their leaves were green ruffles. Strips of cloth tied tomato plants to poles. Ripe tomatoes hung on the stems. They looked like red balls on Christmas trees. Other plants sat in a row. Their leaves were dark green and big. They hid the fat potatoes that grew under the ground. Hard work makes the dirt look good, exclaimed Sally. Read the questions. Fill in the bubble next to the correct answer. Number 1. Because Hank and Sally worked hard, A, they got rid of all of the dirt. B, the tomatoes were red. C, they grew a vegetable garden. D, the flowers they grew were pretty. If you need to pause, go ahead and pause the video. Hank and Sally worked hard, and because they worked hard, what was their final product? What do you think? I chose C, they grew a vegetable garden. Number 2, the garden grows because A, Sally does not like the dirt that is in the yard. B, Hank scoops dirt in his hands. C, Sally and Hank tie plants to poles. D, Sally and Hank plant seeds and care for them. Why would your garden grow? Which one of these things really did Hank and Sally do that helped their garden to grow? So for that answer, I chose D, because they really cared for their garden. 3, which one states a fact? And let's remember, a fact is something, for example, if you said, today is Monday, and it really is Monday, then it is Monday. The sun is shining. I look outside, today it's sunny. It is sunny. If I said, today is beautiful, that would be an opinion. I think it's beautiful, but you might think, oh, today wasn't that beautiful. It was kind of cloudy and ugly and dreary. So a fact is something concrete that can be proven. Sometimes fact and opinion can be difficult for us to figure out. Which one states a fact? The soil is rich for growing food. Lettuce leaves are ruffles. The tomatoes look like red balls. Dirt is not pretty. What do you think? Which one is a fact? I picked A. The soil is rich for growing food. Lettuce leaves or ruffles is an opinion. You might think they look ruffly. Somebody else might say, I don't think that's a ruffle. The tomatoes look like red balls. Again, I might say that tomato looks like a ball. And you might say, I don't think that looks like a red ball. Dirt is not pretty. I might say, ooh, that dirt is brown and not pretty at all. It's messy. And you might say, oh, I love that dirt. It's rich and it feels really good when I squish in it. So I would have picked A for that reason. Number 4, which one states an opinion? Green beans grow up poles. The yard is not pretty. The dirt has no rocks. Potatoes grow under the ground. So an opinion, what somebody thinks. I would pick B. The yard is not pretty because, again, pretty is an opinion. Somebody else might think it's beautiful. What is something you pictured about the garden? So down here at the bottom, you might write, I pictured, because remember, we always want to restate the question in our answer. I pictured what, period, from their garden, and share with your class or with someone at home.